4 in 10 couples who are married or in a common law relationship say they brought debt with them into the partnership. 1 in 3 couples say that debt is a major source of stress. Well, Valentine's Day is a week away, and while talking about finances might not be that romantic, Blair Mantin is here to tell us why it's important. So a lot of people do bring some debt into the relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Most people do. And what's also important too, one of the #1 stresses of causes of difficulty in a relationship is finances.
Definitely. So what is, you think, the most important advice you can give couples when it comes to debt?
One word, it's communicate. Very often we're ashamed of our own situation. We don't want to seem like we're not the person that we make ourselves out to be sometimes. So oftentimes we'll hide our problems. And many couples, they might even get up to the altar and they've never really sat down.
Really?
If
People have not talked about it before they say I do?
Well, not in a detailed way. They've said, hey, you've got debt, I've got debt, let's figure it out. But no, I'm saying let's have a detailed conversation and just know where everybody sits, because there's a lot you can do about it.
Okay, so what are some of the other things that you can do to deal with this debt as a couple?
Well, I think the first thing to do is just to figure out what is the issue, right? And the way you can do that, and this might not be the most romantic thing, but I really recommend people get a copy of their credit report and both partners have a meeting where they sit down and they review their credit reports together. You can get your credit report for free. You can get it once a year for free from both of the credit bureaus. You'll be amazed what's on there. And even if it's all, solid and good, you'll at least know you're not a victim of identity theft. No one's been running things up in your name. If you're looking to buy the house a few years down the road, get the credit report now to make sure there's nothing on there that shouldn't be.
Interesting. Do you know couples that do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's more common than we think.
Our best clients, and best meaning that they use us once and never again because they're able to reform themselves. This is something they absolutely do. They say we're going to be financially transparent going forward.
Now, speaking of marriage, a fact that maybe a lot of people don't know about debt.
Yeah.
And the person who brings that debt, do you marry that debt?
This is huge, and I can't believe the number of folks that don't know this. We all assume that if you marry somebody or you're in common law with somebody, you've married that debt. So very often, one partner will pay off the other person's debt and say, hey, collectively, we're better off. Can be completely the wrong thing to do. There's no automatic liability. If you owe Visa or MasterCard $10,000 and we suddenly get married, Visa or MasterCard can never collect from me. The debt is still owed to the spouse that owes the money. So usually it can be a better idea to figure out what does each person owe, and each person deals with that individually.
Okay, so if the debt is becoming such a big problem and you feel it's overwhelming, what can be done?
Well, definitely don't suffer in silence. Too many people are stressed about their debts. They're not sleeping. They carry the stress around with them all the time. It impacts their life. Ask for some help. If you sit down with a licensed insolvency trustee like ourselves at Sands & Associates, we can often do a consumer proposal where you stop all the interest, you stop all the collection calls, and you reduce the debt down to what you can afford to pay off. So rather than one partner paying off 100% of the debt, it's possible the other partner could negotiate to pay off 30% of the debt, and the couple is far better off at the end of the day.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much, Blair.
Thank you.